To Ali from Animal Logic.
Oh my goodness.
This usually works.
Huh?
Oh, yeah. Now it's a party.
I don't get it.
Dad.
Lloyd?
You with me? Yeah, absolute always.
Of course.
Love you guys.
Did you just wink at him?
There's a lot of things they can do that you don't know about. A lot of things.
Hey everyone. My name is Jessica Daly and I'm a Technical Director at Animal Logic. I've been working at Animal Logic for almost 4 years, and during that time I've learned a lot about technology and about animation and how closely the two are connected. So today I'm going to share some of that knowledge with you. When I was 16, I loved the art of animation. If you asked me what my dream job was, it was animating. Unfortunately, I was really bad at it. When I was 17, I learned how big and innovative a career in technology could be. Tech companies were dominating, and pursuing a career in software technology felt right for me. I was good at maths and I was good at science, and it was something I was really interested in. So a little bit about my past. For my HSC, I chose to study physics, science, and maths because I liked them and I was good at them. And in university, choosing to continue down the software development path, I studied IT. It was after graduating that I discovered the UTS Animal Logic Academy, an opportunity for me to advance my software development within the visual effects and animation industry. And I'm now working as an animation technical director at Animal Logic. As a technical director, I design and program tools and software solutions for artists. There are TDs at every phase of the pipeline at Animal Logic. In fact, there is a vast selection of tech roles in general. So if you like movies and you like technology, I'm going to teach you about the different roles that are available to you and how we can find the perfect one for each of you in this room. A little about Animal Logic. So you saw our show reel at the beginning. Animal Logic is a leading creative digital studio producing award-winning visual effects and animation. We have offices in Sydney, Vancouver and LA, and we've created films for over 30 years. Some of these include the Lego Movie, The Great Gatsby, and the Academy Award-winning Happy Feet. Animal Logic's core mission is to create, to innovate, to engage. I believe this doesn't just apply to the artistic side of the company, but also the technical. The technology that Animal Logic creates is innovative and engaging. It's not just about the breathtaking visuals, but also about the groundbreaking technology behind it. Globally, we are 850 people working in a wide range of departments, and we are growing rapidly. I got that number a month ago, and I reckon we're almost 900 now. There are some exciting films coming out soon, including the DC League of Super Pets. However, today I want to talk to you about the technical pathways in the film industry and how we can find a role that matches your skills. For a long time, I believed that working in animation wouldn't be possible for me. I'm not a good writer and I cannot draw, but I was good at programming and I loved solving technical problems. The day I learned how these skills could be used in the animation industry was the day that I decided that I was going to work in animation. Technology teams are scattered all across the company, each with their own purpose and specialty. So to help you understand, I've made a rough scale. So we're talking artistic down that way and technical up this side. So all the way on the artistic side, we have the artists, the little rabbits. They're the modelers, the animators, the lighters. They're the people that probably are very good at drawing. A little more on the technical side, we have the technical artists. TAs work really closely with the artists to help them with any technical challenges that they encounter on a day-to-day basis. Getting a little more technical, we have the technical director, which is where I sit. TDs, technical director, we call them TDs, are the technical support for a specific department. They are responsible for troubleshooting issues and developing any new tool to ensure that the film's creative and visual objectives are met. TDs commonly work on a specific film, a specific project, and they'll work on that film from the very beginning all the way until the final render. All the way on the technical side, we have R&D and the IT teams. These departments work on more long-term and project-wide software solutions. About 20% of the company occupies the tech roles. The variety of these roles span across different tech skills and responsibilities, but also across various stages of the filmmaking process. This process we call the pipeline. It starts at the very beginning with the story department and ends with a movie at the cinemas or on Netflix. I'm going to play a scene from the Lego Movie 2, which will help explain the pipeline.
Got you, Planty.
Let's build a getaway car! Super aggro turbo engine.
Super safe taillight.
Heat-seeking missiles.
Windshield wipers.
Spiky blaster cannon.
Snazzy racing stripes.
Let's go! Oh! I told you that house would attract aliens.
I can fix it. I'll get us out of here.
Look out!
Hey, I think my dentist used to work in this office.
Focus! It's like it knows our every move.
Weird, right?
Emmett!
What?
Look out!
No.
trespassed.
Oh, Ruffler!
Should an old acquaintance. Alfred, battle cars.
Send out the battle cars!
Look at our custom vehicles and despair!
Custom vehicle! Custom vehicle! Custom vehicle! Custom vehicle!
We're alive!
So the first step is the storyboarding. This is the first visualization of the script and the story. On the artistic side, storyboards allow us to watch the film and get a rough idea of the sense of the story. For us technical folk, we use the storyboards to find any technical challenges that we may have in the film. Are there really large crowds? Maybe there's a fast flying sequence over a really large city that we need to build and render. All the technical challenges in the movie are gathered and we can start preparing the solutions. Before we can begin working with the 3D models, we need to create them. Characters, sets, props, every single thing that you see in the movie needs to be modelled, surfaced, and rigged. These 3 jobs are part of the asset creation. Using the character designs as a reference, the modelling artist will sculpt the 3D asset. The surfacing artist will add the textures and the materials, and the rigging artists will add controls to the model to allow them to move. Their job is a little bit like making a puppet, like adding ropes that can be used to move the character in a certain way. On the screen are some of our asset creation tests for Barnabas. Barnabas was one of the new characters in Peter Rabbit 2. Like any of the pipeline steps, asset creation requires a whole lot of its own tools. Every one of these tests has been created with an automated system developed by our asset TDs. Once the characters and sets have been built, the layout department can begin placing them in the shot. The layout artists match the storyboards as closely as they can. Here is a clip from the Lego Ninjago movie during the layout phase. It shows a lot more detail than the storyboard, and it will form the foundation of the work for every other department. A big part of the layout team's job is to set up the cameras for the scene. Not only do they select the location of the camera, but also the type of camera and the type of lens. The animation department will add life to the characters by creating the movements and the facial animations. As an animation TD myself, this is the department that I work most closely with. Animation has many tools and software to assist in their processes and to help them animate more efficiently. Once you start animating the characters, you can begin looking at the character effects, which in the example on the screen is the character's fur. In addition to the character effects, we also have the effects. Smoke, fire, explosions, hair, cloth are all done by the effects teams. Films with a lot of action scenes provide a lot of opportunities to experiment with different effects. Here is a clip from our latest film, The League of Super Pets, showing off some of the team's work. You'll see explosions, fire, smoke, capes, and hair, all simulated by the teams at Animal Logic.
Oh well, if it isn't the Justice League.
Superman?
What's going on?
You're super strong. I should be a lot more dead right now.
Effects has a very large technical team. All the simulations require a strong scientific understanding. An example of a technical tool that was developed by this department for this particular movie is a crowd simulation tool. When generating crowds with many characters, we need variety in height, size, clothes, and we can't have them accidentally running into each other. These systems are written by the effects technical teams. And right at the end, we have the lighting department, and the lighting team make the film look good. Digital lights are placed all around the scene. The type of light, the level of emission, the colour are all decided by the artist. How this is interpreted by the computer is up to the lighting TDs and render specialists. The rendering team use their scientific understandings and backgrounds to calculate how the light will bounce off various objects in the scene and reflect off different surfaces. Here's a scene from the Lego Batman movie showing off some of the lighting team's work.
It's the Batcave! Oh my gosh! 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 Batman! Whoa!
So if we look back at our technical scale, horizontally you can choose where you want to sit based on a technical level, but vertically we also have the departments. So maybe you want to, you really like rigging and you want to develop some sort of sculpting tool to provide artists with increased options for facial animation. I would consider something like an R&D position in the rigging or assets team. Or maybe you love what lighting does and you want to work closely with the artists. A lighting TD would probably be a good fit. Whatever it is, you can decide where you want to sit based on your skills and your interests. Let's talk about some essential skills. These are important for any tech position. Problem solving seems like an obvious one, but it is really important. It's not just about being good at finding solutions, but also enjoying the process. My role as a TD is largely what we call support. I spend most of my day figuring out why something isn't working. Is the animation tool broken? Do I fix it, or do I build a new tool? Are we using an outdated asset? Being able to unpack the problem and work with others to get a solution is really important. The second one is STEM skills. Depending on the type of role you're interested in, different STEM skills will be needed, but technology is probably the most important. And having strong programming skills is important for almost every job. And thirdly, I've got an interest in film and filmmaking. Everyone that I work with loves what they do. Work culture is really important at Animal Logic, and demonstrating that you have an interest in animation visual effects is a great way to show that you will fit in at Animal Logic. Animal Logic is focused on creating great work with great people, and everyone is dedicated to making films that they will be proud of. I consider it part of my job to watch movies in my spare time. It's not uncommon to hear the director say, I want something like that one scene from that one movie. And having seen a variety of films means that you're most likely going to get what he's trying to say. I understand that most of you aren't ready for a full-time job yet, so what can you do right now or when you get home to help you when you are ready to apply for a role? Animal Logic have released a real production set for you to download. Here are some shots of it on the screen. It's available online for free, and it can be imported and opened in most 3D DCC apps. I recommend you give it a go, as it uses Pixar's USD framework. If you are serious about working in film, go to Animal Logic's website and take a look. If you do create something cool with it, make sure you post it on the socials and tag Animal Logic, because we love seeing what people create with it. Animal Logic offers work experience. It's a chance for you to learn from experienced professionals in the industry, and you can read more about that on the website. I've added Learn Python because as a programmer myself, I am biased, but I do believe that learning a programming language can never go to waste. Python is 90% of my job, and so I recommend it to everyone. And the fourth suggestion I have for you is to watch behind-the-scenes videos and read up on what's happening in the industry. The more you understand about how the industry works, the better off you'll be, and it's just super fascinating. And here I'll leave you. If you find the pipeline really interesting, considering a tech position working with one of the teams. I've only covered part of the tech roles and opportunities in film, but I hope it's left you with enough information to begin researching and finding which department is most suited to you. Don't forget to stay in touch with Animal Logic. You can find us on YouTube, Instagram, and LinkedIn. We also have some representatives here today outside at the booth, So please come over and say hello. September 15th, DC League of Super Pets is out in cinema. If you do go and see it, promise me that you'll stay for the credits and look out for my name. Thank you. Do we have any questions? There's a few hands. I think yours went up pretty quickly. Do I work with the animated characters? Yes, not directly, but we get what we call like lipstick footage. So the voice actors are filmed, the animators take that footage, and they use that to base the animation off. Mainly a lot of lip work, nose, facial reactions.
Does Animal Logic produce its own software, or does it use other people's software? And if so, what is the specific names?
Good question. A bit of both. So Maya is the industry standard at the moment for animating. So we use Maya, but we build a ton of our own plugins and add-ons for that particular tool. And then internally, we have a lot of tools ourselves. We use our own internal renderer. We have pipeline and process tools, which are all in-house. But things like Maya and Houdini, we do use those external services.
So I know you mentioned like fully animated movies, and obviously one of the ones you said you worked on was like that Animal Logic's worked on is like Age of Ultron, which is obviously not a fully animated movie.
Yes.
How do you guys what's the sort of process where you get the film and I don't know, do the work that you guys do in terms of like animation and visual effects?
Good question. So VFX and animation are slightly different. I focused on animation and I sort of squeezed Peter Rabbit into there. Peter Rabbit's what we call a hybrid, half plates and half animated. So visual effects, usually you'll find are shared among many studios. So like you would have seen some Hunger Games and some Avengers movies up there. We'll say, our company is really good at this one particular thing, so we can do these scenes. And then another company might be really good at doing, African animals. Like we've never done animals before, but the company that did, The Lion King is much better at that. So they might say, we'll do the animal scenes, and we're like, okay, we've done Matrix and we're really good at these fighting scenes, so we'll do the fighting scenes, and it's shared among many studios. Whereas Peter Rabbit and our animated features are completely done in-house by us. So we've partnered with Warner Brothers and with Sony and with Netflix, and we've said, we will do all of your animating for you in-house. So they are slightly different. And you'll see that Animal Logic are doing more of the animation ones because we're a bigger company now and we can start doing movies ourselves without having to share them around.
So just in regards of what sort of work like Animal Logic does, so from what I've seen so far, it's like mostly working with 3D animation, that sort of thing, but does the company also do work with 2D animation as well?
In Peter Rabbit, we had a few 2D scenes, some sequences at the beginning which matched Beatrix Potter's books very closely. So we get it occasionally as an art choice, but we do majority work. Our pipeline is developed for 3D software, for 3D animation, sorry.
All right, yeah.
What's the most common programming language, Python, for example, used in the industry?
Python is the most common. There's also a bit of C++ for the R&D. Not a lot of it, but there is C++ code in there as well. I can't talk on behalf of the effects teams. I believe they've got a few other languages that they use. I've only ever worked with layout and animation, so I'm not sure kind of what happens past that. But I would say Python is definitely most common. I think we take one or two more questions.
In the first video you showed us, what code editor did you use?
As an I'm not an editor myself, so I'm not sure what they use there. But I know that our processes, I think we use partly half our tools, half external tools, but I can't answer you. I don't know. Something on a Mac. Yep, I'm not sure. But if you come out at the booth, I'll quickly message my editing friends and I can find out for you.
Okay, thanks.
No worries. Come find me outside. One more quick question, and then I'll have to take the others at the booth.
This might be a somewhat common question, but I'm interested to hear from someone in the industry. Why would it be that you would choose Blender over Maya in specifically software? Like,
Great
what's the
question.
advantage of Maya?
Yep. We're actually doing a lot of experiments in Blender at the moment. The benefits of Blender being that it's a real-time renderer. It's very new, and we're doing some experiments to see how that can change our pipeline. The reason we use Maya is because it's industry standard. All the animators that have worked at Disney and all the big companies know how to use it, and so it's just the most commonly used one. I'm going to have to, close it there. We're out of time. Thank you, everyone. Come out to the booth and ask away.